Hello there, and I welcome you once again to this segment on State of the Matters here on First Next News Sports Accords, clarifying the true situation with assumption in the political affairs of the society. But first, the headlines. FCT local council elections will be campaigns in unusual places, exposes APC flaws. El-Rufai saga, DSS moves El-Rufai from EFCC to ICPC custody. Ondo APC Congress turns bloody, chairman's brother in coma. Bringing you this report is Kings Ojalo. We will be going on a short break, and when we return, we will dive into the matter. Sit back, relax while I put you through. Welcome back. Joining me on set is no other person but our very own political analyst by the name Ugochukwu. It's good to have you on set, Ugochukwu.
Kings, good
day. And it's good to be back on set with you again.
Yes, Kings, a lot happening in the Nigerian polity. a lot. Mr. President, we woke up this morning.
Honestly speaking, I saw that headlines and I was like,
Kings,
where is Nigeria headed to?
Yes, Kings, it wasn't a surprise because within 24 hours,
it seems they've gotten their plans
cut out already. So a lot happening in Nigeria, and including the FCT local council election coming up. So that's a lot for Nigerians.
And that is where we'll be diving in today.
Yes.
Okay, let's go straight.
Good day, Nigerians, and welcome.
Okay, let's go straight to our discussion segment for today, Ugochukwu. Now, starting with our very own Peter Obi, the FCT local council elections, Obi campaigning in an unusual place, exposing the APC flaws. Now, when we talk about exposing the APC flaws, I was seen Obi trying to, discriminate another party, in order to, make himself, so vibrant to the faces of the people. Because we could see, he's campaigning on so many different areas of Abuja.
Yes.
We also see places like the Timber Market, Karachi, and Ozoro places, and with the local council chairman, aspirant, and thereabouts, saying whoever defaults should be held accountable.
Yes.
Now, why is he doing this himself? Because we could look at other political parties, and their high stakeholders are not really taking this demonstration of Peter Obi. So what do you think about this move of our very dear Peter Obi?
When the people are with you, there is a popular saying in Latin, voice populi, voice Dei. The voice of God is the voice of the people. The voice of the people is the voice of God.
Okay.
So when the people are with you, you fear nothing. Recall that you will always, I go back to my roots, the Igbo
dialect
or
and your interesting stories.
Yes. the Igbo people have a very, fundamental wise saying or proverb that say that gidi gidi bugweze. That means the crowd.
I like your interpretation.
Yes, the crowd is the power of the king. That if you're a king and you are in your domain and you're moving and look back, nobody's following you, you're not a king.
Okay.
Because what makes you a king is the crowd and the support of the people.
So you are referring Peter Obi as a king?
Yes, Peter Obi is priding in the people's acceptance of him without giving them, the usual traditional Nigerian politicians, as I call them, who dole out money, who even, as they are standing on top of their vehicle, they are throwing money. And you see, like we see in River State, our base here, you see that any political gathering, you see the people, they call them mobilize. Those that go around mobilizing people, bringing vehicles and giving people 2,000.
Yes,
but I want to tell you, Kings, that the mobilize fee had increased to 5,000 these days. I can tell you that what they pay now is 5,000. I don't know how much they pay in Abuja. But in Port Harcourt here is 5,000. So Obi is not in that shoes or the category of the politicians that you expect to give you money to mobilize for him.
Exactly.
So there is organic support.
Selling your birthright.
Yes, the organic support. The what we call the grassroots support. That's the love the people have for him is unquantifiable. That is the person in the shoe of the late Muhammadu Buhari. You know that Muhammadu Buhari, whose popularity among his people from the north that Tinubu capitalized on in 2023, saying that this man that have 12 million votes every time hanging somewhere, anytime Buhari contested for presidential election before he later won, he has gotten substantial amount of votes.
That is the system we find ourselves.
Yes, without bribing the people, without spending money. Even people are even beckoning on him because they know what he can offer.
Yeah.
If you have something to offer and you have that grassroots appeal, you don't need to spend your money.
But in regards that, Okochukwu, let's take the facts. Let's take the facts. You see, you are saying Obi is trying to give a good demonstration even without, bringing out some financial means in order to outsmart the people.
Yes.
Now, what do you tell of most Nigeria who don't have confidence in his mandate? Because I have seen in so many video clips, outside video clips, physical discussions. People are like, Obi doesn't stand the fate of becoming the president of this country. This coming to, there are a whole lot of people discriminating.
People
what do you say of that?
And
do you really do you have any substantial, includence in those fate of those individuals?
You see,
let's be honest. Let's be honest.
Yes, but I will be very factual and frank. The thing is that, before the coming of Obi, I've just cited the example of Muhammadu Buhari. If you go and make your research, you find out that Buhari have this organic support.
Of course.
Because what Buhari used in endearing himself to the people of the north is when Abacha appointed him, the late Sani Abacha, appointed him the chairman of PTF, Petroleum Trust Fund. He used that opportunity to all the agendas of Abacha for Nigeria 2020. He was able to deliver it to his people. Where they asked him to build hospital, he built it. Where they asked him to open pipe on water, he did it. Where they asked, where the people demand, civic hall, he built it without people lobbying for it. He had an opportunity and he delivered. And that made the people say, we will look for a way to reward this man. That I told you that what Nigerians want is somebody that will send to the market. You go to the market, make the purchases, come back, account for us, and give us our balance. Okay. That is what P2B is representing. Those people you are saying that they are not confident in the Peter Obi person or what he has to offer Nigerians.
I mean, people, most especially people from the southeast, that's what even baffles me.
No.
A lot of high stakeholders are not even in support of his mandate becoming president. That's what baffles me.
Kings, when you are benefiting from the status quo, when you are benefiting from the existing structure. You not like the structure to be taken away from you. Nobody likes the food to be taken away from.
I agree with that. Honestly,
then
I agree with that.
Some of the masses, some of the Nigerian masses who are not too confident in what Obi is saying, is because in our political journey in Nigeria have been based on monetization. Nigerians believe in transactional democracy, where they give you money to buy your vote, to buy your future, to buy your destiny. Exactly. That is what has brought us to where we are. But P2B is preaching the change, the genuine change that like I told you the other time, that P2B can live comfortably until death calls on him and his family. He will not beg. He has told Nigerians that in anywhere in the world that P2B is somebody whose net worth is up to $10 billion or up to 10 billion pounds is not a beggar. In any standard in the world. But he's coming to make things better for you and I, for the unborn generation. That is where he stands. But for those people who are not buying into the idea or who are jittering, is those who are selling their mandate for a porridge of yam.
Okay.
So
your last thought on that?
Yes, where he has gone to campaign, where they call it unusual places and locations, is because those people, I watched the video of where Obi went to the timber market. The road there is impassable. The condition of the market is, you can't imagine that is existing in the almighty and glorified FCT. Then when you get to the people living in the hinterland in Ozoro. Ozoro and Karachi in Agwandiko. The royal father received him. The people received him under a tree. There was no formal arrangement to receive Obi. They didn't know that Obi was coming. In the market, the people started dusting the seats, arranging a little table for him. He said, no, he don't need a formal, gathering table or meeting.
Just there to express.
It's just to express, to tell them that Dr. Moses Paul, is the candidate of ADC. And he wants them to vote for him so that the new Nigeria he's advocating will start from FCT. Yes. You know, the sitting chairman of AMAC local government is PDP, who has cross-carpeted to APC now. No sitting government has won AMAC. That should be on record. No sitting government, political party has won AMAC. And this will not be an exception. So when he went to Ozoro, and when he went to Karachi, Agwandiko, what he said there was the traditional rulers welcomed him, and they told him his problem. I remember what he said in Karachi. He said the representative of the chief of that chiefdom told him that they don't have light. They don't have, that when it rains, the place is flooded, that he helped him. He said that not only that he has come to campaign for the chairman, he is also campaigning for himself, because he will be on the ballot. He repeated it again, that he will be on the ballot in 2027, that the ruling political party and some political allies in Nigeria don't want him to be on the ballot. So, and he did not make mention or insist that it must be on ADC ballot. But he said P2B will be on the ballot. That tells you there's a plan B. That P2B must be in that. Whatever they are doing to stop P2B from being on the ballot, he's already working on another way. Because immediately he moved into ADC, the federal government allowed Labour Party a breath of new life. So P2B has made his point clear, and finally he told the people to whatever promise they are making today, that they should hold the chairmanship aspirant or candidate of ADC accountable. But I want to say to P2B that we are also going to hold you accountable. If Dr. Mo did not deliver, we are going to call out P2B so that he will talk to Dr. Mo to deliver on the promises. Is one thing going to campaign and make promises, another one is to deliver it. But I'm happy that they are reaching those hinterlands and meeting the people as they are. Women, children, men, people that have not seen high-profile individuals before are touching Obi and taking pictures with him. It is a message to the Nigerian traditional political class in Nigeria.
Now, looking at another development, it's a scenario, covering the former Kaduna State Governor El-Rufai. Now, honestly speaking, I really baffles my head when I see, institution upon institution, or let me say agencies upon agencies, trying to tackle the well-being of this man. He has been a great advocate. He has been a great, should I use the word, people who really stand for the truth. We are talking about, critics and, on the federal government, based on the lack of, engaging in the affairs of people, and he has always deliberated on it. Now, looking at the situation surrounding El-Rufai, Nasri El-Rufai Ugochukwu, now, he was moved to the ICPC, after 48 hours with EFCC. Now, recall he was arrested on Monday over allegation connected to 432 billion, corruption probe linked to his time as a governor in Kaduna State, after which the DSS, unquote, over his involvement in cybercrime,
always in the midst,
including claims of unlawful interception with the phone communication alleged connected to the Office of the National Security Advisor, that is the NSA. Now, we are looking at this situation revealing El-Rufai Ugochukwu. Now, what do you think would be the fate of El-Rufai, with all this propaganda raised against him? How do you think he will survive it? Because let's be honest, he has an interest in the political affairs
of Nigeria.
And with all these allegations, with all this probing and thereabout, what But because a lot of people, let's be honest, a whole lot of Nigerians are looking up to him. Most especially his ability to advocate, most especially his ability to,
to speak out,
not hiding anything in the carpet. Yes, we all know that he has engaged with this current artist. We all know that, and that is bygone. Let it be bygone. But currently now,
we are looking at the new Erufai.
Exactly. What faith does he stand? How do you think he will survive this?
Giving Kings, thank you for the expose that you did on Erufai. I wouldn't speak much about Erufai because recall on our show, I've told you that Erufai shot himself on the foot and he will have a very long day.
Yeah,
they will drain Erufai.
Of course, because it seems that was the media in which they have been looking for to target.
Because if Erufai was only facing anti-graft allegations,
that would be much easier.
That 432 billion and the 187 billion as the petition they wrote to him and at the ICPC. That would be I would say is a normal
just like
accusation.
Just like Malami.
Yes, a normal accusation for high-profile individuals who have held office in Nigeria. I would say is not. But Erufai now added sought to injury for himself. I wouldn't know what
I like that word you sought to injury.
Yes,
very painful
he knows
action.
That he's been on the wanted list. That APC need him. That's the truth. APC need the people like Erufai to consolidate on the Tinubu. So if they have 30 governors, if they have all the senators in this world and all the members of the House of Representatives, you recall that majority of those who won National Assembly seats under the Labour Party have defected to APC.
Yeah.
Because nobody is defecting to PDP.
No,
let's tell ourselves the truth.
No, not at all.
Because PDP is in comatose. Is a vehicle that cannot be moved in 2027 general elections. Let the truth be told.
But they're having hope. Taraki has also come out to say that there's hope.
They are just playing to the gallery. But let's face Erufai and what he's going through. Erufai knows that he is in the wanted list or watch list or in the black book of APC and the Tinubu administration.
Yes.
You have such an information which you have now found out the truth. I made a comment on the section of one of the national televisions today. I said nobody is asking a very serious question that even if Erufai had intercepted a communication through the phone of the NSA, yes. But was his information true or false? When Erufai told us 2 days before he's coming into Nigeria that there is a grand plan to arrest him, and that happened. We saw the drama at the airport, and nobody is asking that question. That why is the NSA planning to gag and intimidate politically exposed persons that are opposed to Bola Tinubu's second coming? Nobody's asking that question. Even the media is not asking that particular question.
On the long run, it's been against. They said it's against the law. Trying to ascertain.
No, but what we are saying, you recall, I've told you that Erufai should have kept the information to himself, to use as a weapon to guide himself in case those cases come out. He will tender them as evidence, making reference to the harassment or near arrest he faced at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja, which came true because he told us that four of his aides, his former commissioner for finance, his chief of staff, his commissioner for works, and one other of his senior aides have been picked. And one of them have not been released by EFCC. Is up to 75 days in detention, if my memory serves me right, till now. So nobody is asking those questions. What they are after is that he intercepted a communication, or he owned up to intercepting a communication of the NSA. But in the travel he's going through, after spending 48 hours on with the EFCC, and he was granted administrative bail, they would have allowed the man to go home and have his rest, so that his lawyers record that ICPC have written to him, about the charges of one 1.87 billion naira allegation against him when he was the governor on that light rail, that rail contract you talked about.
Okay.
You recall?
Yes, yes.
Yes, that's the allegation. But moving him from one place to another, and recall that El-Rufai also has made mention of his ill health. He was hospitalized for 5 days before he came back to Nigeria. They didn't take that into cognizance. It is somebody that is alive that will face charges, that will come to court and prove his innocence or otherwise. So these are the things I want the Nigerian state to know, that they should know that El-Rufai is, I still continue to say it. The Bola Tinubu administration is not playing to the gallery in the prosecution of El-Rufai. Nothing will come out. El-Rufai is among the untouchables. El-Rufai is among those who knows a lot in Nigeria. Kings, let the truth be told, and they know it. What are they doing with Malami? What are they doing with MFLA? What are they doing with Desiane? There are some people in Nigeria that are untouchable, and El-Rufai is in that class. What they are doing is political persecution, as advised by some of the DSS boys that grilled El-Rufai. I want to advise El-Rufai, let him join back APC. Thank you so much. So that his sins will be forgiven.
Thank you so much. El-Rufai, you are asked to join the ruling party so that your sins will be forgiven, which I don't think will be possible currently. Okay, now let's move to our last discussion segment for today. Now, going to Ondo State, looking at the drama happening, this particular news headline, it's something that has been unraveling, when it comes to political rallies, political affairs or meetings and thereabout. For a very long time in Nigeria, system, it seems as if, politics, seems to be a do or die affair in our system. Ugechukwu.
That's Nigeria for you.
And it's uncalled for. Now, looking at it, Ondo APC Congress, turning boldly, which happened on Wednesday, where 2 people were killed and several injured, which led to the burning of vehicles. It happened, 24 hours after talks erupted, a stakeholders meeting in Akure, with machetes, gunshots, and also killing the chairman's brother, thinking it was the chairman himself. And, it was, that is to say that, this is
very, very premeditated act.
Exactly,
orchestrated.
That, when political rallies are going on like this, someone must go down. And if you look at it, it happens in almost all campaign activities. I could recall in 2023, such thing happened. Especially, I could recall somewhere in Ikoyi, I was in Lagos at then, Ikoyi, where an individual stood tall and said, anybody who does not vote for Tinubu, you will have yourself to be blamed, you understand? And truly, there was a great chaos that happened there that day. I can never forget that scenario. Even in my state, in Edo State, in one of the local government, where I personally, because I had to have this experience of voting. As a matter of fact, I was even a victim, where someone even punched me on the chest. Now, what am I talking about? Is it an appropriate thing, or is there no solution to the aspect of violences in campaign rallies in Nigeria? Is it that is how it's going to continue taking place when campaign rally is happening, or election mandate is to take place?
I recall what I said during my show with Cassie, when I told her that even the electoral bill, electoral law
and this
now,
is what makes a lot of people come out in voting for their choice of politician. Yes.
So what you understand is that it is even going to be violence now, because the Section 80 of the new electoral law, as signed by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, now did not leave the conduct of primaries solely at the discretion or the way each political party want to handle it. They have now inserted in the electoral law now that either a party goes through consensus or direct primary. There is no indirect primary. They didn't leave room for indirect primaries now. So what are we talking about? Ayedetiwa, who is the governor of Ondo State,
Ondo, yes,
also suffered this same thing before
During
his
his
coming
own-
to
before
power,
him coming-
when
yes.
they let Akeredolu, Rotimi Akeredolu passed. Some of his kitchen cabinet members insisted that the dead governor, the dead do not speak.
Of course.
In connivance with Betty Akeredolu, the first lady then, who, had her plans hatched for the commissioner of finance then to take over from Akeredolu. Recall that when Akeredolu was incapacitated through illness, the wife became the de facto governor, ruling Ondo State by proxy through that commissioner for finance. I followed through. That's why some of us, when we come out to speak, they say, how did you gather all those information? We are the students of these political navigations. We follow it through in Nigeria. So what I'm telling you is what happened. So Akeredolu then, who now told the whole world how Akeredolu made use of his bulletproof car when he was first elected at the Congress to serve his first tenure. It was his own bulletproof car that conveyed Akeredolu home. And Akeredolu now brought him in and made him on his second tenure, he picked him as vice and promised him that he will succeed him. But the wife was not in that picture and had her own plans. So that is the problem that is still happening in Ondo State. The camp of those people that were loyalists or kitchen cabinet of Akeredolu are the people who are causing the problem.
So we are talking about this continuous violence.
Yes, I told you the genesis of it, so that we don't think it is within this Congress that it started. Okay. So Akeredolu is coming back for his second tenure. And they are now saying what happened to Jonathan. You recall that before 2015 election, there were debates if Jonathan have been sworn in as president the second time. That the Nigerian constitution only allows you to take two-time oath of office. Yes. That provincial Jonathan wins his own second-time mandate, he'll be taking oath of office as a president 3 times. So there is the argument back and forth. If there is a room for him to have served out the tenure of his master, who was the late Musa Yar'Adua. So that is the case, or that is what Akeredolu is facing now.
Okay,
because recall that, no, it's not my last thought. We're educating Nigerians. What we do here is we educate Nigerians so that Nigerians will not be misled. You understand? Let the Nigerians not be misled. So what is the problem in Ondo State currently is that Ayedetuwa took oath of office to finish the tenure of Akeredolu because he was the deputy governor. So those people in that the kitchen cabinet of Akeredolu are now hatching a plan, causing problems in the political circle of Ondo State, hitting it up with the narrative that Ayedetuwa, if allowed to go for second tenure, will be taking oath of office 3 times.
3 times. Just like what was about happening.
What was the Jonathan saga? So some people are going to court, and now they are now unleashing violence, leading to the manhandling of the state party chairman, Mr. Is it Adeyemi or Adeyemi Adefare or something? He was beaten. People lost their lives, and you now ask the place of the security agencies. A high-profile stakeholders meeting of APC will be taking place. You do think that there are no armed policemen there or security operatives? Then this is the question. Then another thing you will understand in this saga is that APC should brace up for the thing that is coming. There will be implosion in APC because of interest. I think all the governors and all the senators and House of Representatives are moving into APC. But APC will go into implosion. That's what we call political implosion. Okay. That they will have those problems going forward. So I call on the APC national leadership to take clue from what is happening now and see what is going to come during their congresses going forward. Because the Igbo people will say again that if you are not ready,
your Igbo adage.
Yes, if you don't have your clock ready to wait for the snake, the snake will take you by surprise.
Thank you
so
so
I
much.
call on APC to
Thank you
nip
so
something, this thing that happened in Ondo State in the board, and my heart goes out to the people that lost their lives.
Yeah, condolences.
On behalf of the First Nest News crew, our management, my heart goes out to them, and we wish the injured quick recovery. And this shows you that the Nigerian politicians go contrary to what politics should be, a game of interest. It should be a game of interest and not a game of violence as they make it to be.
Thank you so much for that. It should be a game of interest but not of violence. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Ugochukwu. It's always been my pleasure having you. Stating so many facts on our political affairs in the country. Thank you so much for your analysis and thereabout. Thank you so
Kings,
much.
this is our domain. Exactly. And as Rivers people will say, we die here.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, viewers. Many thanks for being with us. And I would encourage you to view more on our video clips for continuous political affairs analysis. Many thanks for being with us. I am Kings Ojalo. Is a bye for now.